LG's ultra-wide monitor. What's going on, everybody? My name is Tomas, so let's get right into this performance review of the LG 34UM95. I hope to answer some questions you may have if you're considering this monitor for yourself. The most frequent question I get is, will my computer power this monitor? If you have a Mac with Intel HD 4000 integrated graphics or newer, you will most definitely be able to power this monitor. It only takes about 35% more power to push the 3440 horizontal pixels versus the 2560 standard. I have a 2012 13-inch Retina MacBook Pro that has Intel's HD 4000 graphics, and it powers this monitor with no issues at all. One caveat to this setup is the refresh rate is limited to 50 Hz through Thunderbolt, which isn't a big deal, but I wanted to make you aware of this limitation. If you have a Mac with any type of dedicated graphics, you will most definitely be able to power this monitor at a 60 Hz refresh rate, no problem. The next question I had was, how well does the USB hub functionality perform? I'm going to run through a set of disk speed tests of this functionality, which produced some great results. I began each test by first testing the directly connected transfer rates, then connecting the same drive to the monitor and testing again. All data being transferred through the hub is being powered through the Thunderbolt port. If you connect through one of the two Thunderbolt ports, there is no need to uplink through USB 3.0, as the Thunderbolt powers this functionality. First up was a portable USB 3.0 SATA 6 magnetic hard drive. I didn't have access to an SSD, so you more than likely can expect increased results with that. Directly connecting the drive to my MacBook Pro produces some great results. I'm getting roughly 115 megabytes write and read. Connecting it to the display produced some surprising results, as there is almost nearly zero speed degradation because it produces similar results of about 115 write and read as well. I tried connecting the portable USB 3.0 drive to one of the USB 2.0 ports, but the port doesn't produce enough power to run the drive. This means you will need an externally powered drive if you intend on connecting storage through one of these USB 2.0 ports. Moving right along, I wanted to try to push the hub to its limitations to see if it could keep up. So next up, I tested a USB 3.0 array configured in RAID 0 with two magnetic hard drives. Directly connecting this RAID array produces some impressive results with around 220 megabytes write and 235 megabytes read. Moving to the display connection, you can see again nearly zero transfer speed degradation, as results mirror that of what was being produced when it was directly connected. Since I had an externally powered device ready, I thought I would test the USB 2.0 portion as well. This produced expected results, getting roughly 35 megabytes read and write. Moral of the story, don't power your storage through the USB 2.0 ports on this monitor. To close this portion of my video, I tested the Thunderbolt drive that is connected at the end of my daisy chain. The drive connected at the end of this daisy chain is a SATA 6 magnetic hard drive, and it produced some decent results of around 120 megabytes read and write. Moving right along, I wanted to try and capture how the two 7-watt down-firing internal stereo speakers performed. Surprisingly well, in my opinion. I put the volume at 50% first, then 100%. It's difficult to communicate the actual sound through a video like this, but here's my attempt. Take a listen.
Hey guys, Jonathan here with TLD. Hope you guys are doing well. I am back with not so much of a review because I don't think I'll be keeping this particular product for a long enough period of time where I feel comfortable reviewing it, but at the very least I wanted to share my experience, my impressions, both the good and the bad, and some problems that I've run into. So if you haven't already guessed by the title of the video, I got a chance to spend some time with the Samsung U28D 590D. Hey guys, Jonathan here with TLD. Hope you guys are doing well. I am back with not so much of a review because I don't think I'll be keeping this particular product for a long enough period of time where I feel comfortable reviewing it, but at the very least I wanted to share my experience, my impressions, both the good and the bad, and some problems that I've run into. So if you haven't already guessed by the title of the video, I got a chance to spend some time with the Samsung U28D 590D.
Next, and most important in my opinion, is actual utility, aka productivity of this monitor. LG provides you with a nifty little application that you can install on Windows or Mac. This allows you to distribute up the application windows in a wide array of different layouts. It's really handy and helps you with laying out your work in the way that is most efficient to you. This is a really nice value add, and I really like the 3 display split. You can have up to 4 comfortably fitting Word documents displayed on the monitor with comments. This is an insane setup that will almost instantaneously increase your productivity if you're editing documents all day long. And for you Mac users out there, I would also suggest purchasing an app called Divi as a supplement to this functionality. It can be found in the Mac App Store. Now to speak to applications that utilize timelines and effects panes. This monitor is built for the creative professional. I am able to fully extend my workspace in Adobe Premiere Pro, as well as have it displayed side by side other applications. And for you Adobe professionals out there, this becomes very useful when direct linking is involved. If you work on a multi-monitor setup, this monitor will change the way you work forever, as you're able to focus on the entirety of your project or projects. There's just something very luring and encapsulating when you don't have a bezel break your workflow or focus. This monitor has me asking the question, why 4K if I already have this? Before I close, I wanted to take a look at the gaming experience, so I hooked up my PlayStation 3 and played a couple of games of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Initially, it looked a bit skewed. The monitor recognized the limitations of the input device and warned me of its output. I left the gaming experience displaying at full resolution, even though the output was stretched. You'll definitely have to sit back a bit to enjoy the experience, and that's exactly what you'll do if you game with this monitor. If you game casually, that is. You'll enjoy the completely immersive experience you're thrown feet first into. I like this capability, and I'm sure you will too. With gaming, this monitor doesn't handle multiple inputs very well. The split screen functionality doesn't work well. It's a cool concept, but it is nothing I'll ever use. One cool thing you can do is you can adjust the way each side is displayed. So if you want to have the input fill the entire side of the display or have it displayed natively, it has that option. One thing to note, if you're connected through Thunderbolt and you're playing a game through HDMI, and your computer goes to sleep, for whatever reason, you will have to disconnect the display link and reconnect to reestablish input recognition. This seems like a significant bug that needs to be addressed on LG's end with a software update. With my concluding thoughts, who is this monitor for? I think it's for the media professional first and foremost. You're definitely going to benefit from the ultra-wide form factor of this display. Not having a break in a dual display setup is definitely going to help you focus on what it is you need to focus on in your project. Also, you can extend your project wide enough and tall enough that you'll have multiple timelines and be able to manage your project probably much more easier. I say this because working on the Apple Thunderbolt display, this additional 34 or 35% more pixels horizontally has definitely benefited my project and my productivity. In addition to that, I think people that work with multiple documents at a time will also benefit. As you've seen earlier in the video, you could definitely open for Word documents and having some of those render comments on the side. And with gaming, I think it will also benefit you if you want that immersive experience. I'm not quite sure because I don't really game on a PC, but hooking up my PlayStation to this has definitely given me some thought into where I do my gaming. Do I game on my TV that's in my living room, or do I come into my office and get pulled into the game? You definitely are immersed in your gaming experience with this monitor, and I can definitely vouch for that. I/O, so input or output, I think is a valuable addition to this monitor, and is another reason that I would consider this over the Apple Thunderbolt display because of the USB 3 capabilities. In addition to switching inputs with the Thunderbolt display, you're limited to Mac OS X. With this, you can hook up multiple inputs. On a personal note, I couldn't recommend this monitor anymore. I think it's a great monitor, and I think you will be highly pleased with the purchase you made, even though considering the price. So if I had a choice between an Apple Thunderbolt display or this one, I would pick this one every time. So if you decided to go with this, you wouldn't be disappointed. I can almost guarantee it. Personally, I recommend this monitor to you. If you're looking into this monitor and you're thinking about it, don't think anymore, just pull the trigger. If you have the capability, that is, of course. This is a great monitor for a decent price, and you won't be disappointed. Feel free to leave some comments or questions down below. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you liked this video, please leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, leave a thumbs down and leave a comment down below letting me know why. I value your feedback, so feel free to comment and ask questions as well. After you're done liking, disliking, commenting, or sharing, go ahead and check out my last video by clicking on the annotation here or in the link in the description of the video. In addition to that, check out my channel. If you like what you've seen here and what you've seen on my channel, you are more than welcome to subscribe. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Take care.